forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare, side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
When I'm feeling under the weather, you just make me feel sweet. Ice the cocoa tea, use the sugar, and together we are complete, darling. Heat me up. Only you alone can put fire back in the soul. Heat me up. And they're telling me I should leave that fire alone. Well, the more they tell me, the more I will close. I could never let you go. Miss how she lay. Girl, I'm coming home, I will see you again. All day through the night I'm dreaming. Yeah. Miss how she lay. When you turn it up, make it smooth, my darling. When outside is pouring rain, put a pot on the fire. Bubbling, you're bubbling, you're bubbling, it's over. Raise the temperature higher. Coming in, you're coming in, you're coming in closer. Make the thing catch on fire. It's all on the ground, all over the counter, yeah. With that pot on the fire, yeah.
It's your cocoa love,
boy. I barely could concentrate. I feel a sugar rush in my vein. One cup, it does make my day. I'm missing it when I'm gonna love for you. Heat me up. Only you alone can put fire back in the soul. Heat me up. Girl, you are that thing I could never leave you alone. No. And no matter what they could say, I'm holding you close. I could never let you go. Miss how she lay. Girl, I'm coming home, I will see you again. All day through the night I'm dreaming. Yeah. Miss how she lay. When you turn it up, make it smooth, my darling. When outside is pouring rain, put a pot on the fire. Bubbling, you're bubbling, you're bubbling, it's over. Raise the temperature higher. Coming in, you're coming in, you're coming in closer. Make the thing catch a fire. It's all on the ground, all over the counter, yeah. With that pot on the fire, yeah.
Is your cocoa love?
Boy, when I'm feeling under the weather, you just make me feel sweet. Ice the cocoa tea, use the sugar, and together we are complete, darling. Heat me up, only you alone could put fire back in the soul. Heat me up, and they telling me I should leave that fire alone. Well, the more they tell me, the more I hold in you close. I could never let you go. Miss how she did, miss how she did. Girl, I'm coming home, I will see you again. All day through the night, I'm dreaming. Yeah. Miss how she did, miss how she did. When you turn it up, make it smooth, my darling. When outside is pouring rain, say put a pot on the fire. Bubbling, you're bubbling, you're bubbling, it's over. Raise the temperature higher. Coming in, you're coming in, you're coming in closer. Make the thing catch on fire.
NETT Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music and vibes to start your day right.
Yeah. That is what it's all about. Making sure that you start not just your day, but start every day right. Good morning to you, Trinidad. Good morning to Tobago. Our neighbors in the Caribbean, our friends who are streaming all around the globe on the www.Mr. and Mrs. Howshy name. Good to be here with you. Of course, this is a New Era TT Radio. It is the heartbeat of the Caribbean. Of course, we take you above and beyond. What is a very special good morning to everybody in their spaces. I am yours truly, Sir Charles, checking in. Happy am I to be in this space with you this one every morning. I say welcome everybody to the Get Up and Go. This is your breakfast show.
Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Yeah, we're here.
All right. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, St. Charles. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. Yeah. I sound a little better, actually.
Yeah, sounded a little better. Yeah, sounded as grovelly as you were sounding.
As nasal as I was last week. Yeah, I medicated for the entire weekend. I did not move. You
had to drown yourself. You had to drown yourself in medication.
Oh Lord, I went through a box of Panadol multi-symptom, a cartoon of Redoxon, a box of Zyrtec, you name it. Because you like mad, coconut water like crazy.
Yeah.
You name it, I had it over the weekend.
Yeah, well, at least it's good to say you're bouncing back. That's the main thing.
Yeah. I feel a lot better than I felt last week, you know?
Yeah.
So it's good to be in the land of the living. Condolences to those who would have lost loved ones, and happy birthday. Today is December 1st. If you got up saying rabbit, it's because it's the first of the 12th month of the year, the last month of the year. Yep, we are there already. It's Christmas time, people. Believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
Carnival time.
Believe it or not.
If we get in one. Oh Lord, listen, never a dull day in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, never a dull day. But I hope you all had a great weekend. Of course, I had a restful one. What happened over the weekend? I don't even know what event took place over the weekend. I did not look at news at all. I actually, and I know some people not gonna like this, blocked people over the weekend because I just didn't want to deal with any news. You understand? So I just say I don't want to be dealing with certain things, and I just And I know people would be sending me messages, and I just did it out of respect. I didn't mean any harm, but I just couldn't deal with anything over the weekend. I didn't want to have to deal with anything over the weekend. So.
Well, at least you took the opportunity to rest, get yourself back in a gear, and now I guess you should be in a better place to be able to deal with all the things that are coming at you, because they will be coming at you.
Oh yes,
it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
I binge watched Big Bang Theory. I think I see just about everything in Big Bang Theory over the weekend. And I watch a whole host of movies that I haven't seen for a long time, including Meet Joe Black. Have you ever seen that movie, Meet Joe Black?
Actually, no. And believe it, I'm not a movie person. No. I will sit on my computer and do all kinds of stuff for hours with my music and stuff. Mm-hmm. And if I sit down to watch a movie, I fall asleep.
Yeah, that movie is so instructive about life and death, because this death is about death. It's at the end of the movie, someone dies. The main character dies. Well, two main characters. Well, one is the bringer of death. Is that the correct word? He is the harbinger of death, and the other one is of course Anthony Hopkins, who died at the end. Who he was given a chance to live longer by this young man who appreciated how he lived. Watch the movie. If you have never seen the movie, watch the movie.
All right, I'll promise to go look and check it out.
Yeah, it's one of the most interesting movies with a lot of big actors. And
what's the name of it?
Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black.
Yeah,
it sounds familiar to me.
It's not a new movie. It's an old
no. That's what I said. It sounds familiar to me. Maybe in the one or two along the way, I would have probably come across something like that. But I'll check it out and see.
It's a movie. Every time I look at it, I see something else that I didn't see before.
Yeah.
But let's do good news now. Then when we come back, I guess we could touch on some.
You do the birthdays already?
No, you did good news.
Oh, we do good. All right, okay.
Yeah, we do good news right away. All right, so let's try to get some good news. I had some good news from my.
If you reach out, I'll respond. If you go quiet, I'll match that. You check in on me, I'll do the same. I reflect the energy I receive. No chasing, no pressure, no second guessing. I've come to value peace over attention. I don't beg for time, force connections, or disrupt anyone's space. I let things be. I believe in energy, and I return it exactly how it's given. Be real with me, and I'll be loyal without question. But if you play games, act distant, or vanish, I won't argue. I'll take the hint and respect the space. I'm not angry, just done with confusion, mixed messages, and putting in effort alone. These days, I protect my peace above all. No drama, no mind games. If you want me in your life, show it. If not, that's okay too. I won't beg or demand answers. I used to overthink everything. Now, I just accept and move on. It's not about ego, it's about peace. I've stopped trying to revive what's already over. Respect and communication matter. Effort always speaks louder than talk. If you want to be treated right, show up right. Because I match what I get, nothing more, nothing less.
You know, the last time we used that as good news, I think I had asked for it to be replayed because you can't play that enough. You know, you can't say those words enough.
Yeah. I just had to bring it up because since last time we reported forward, a number of people asked, you know, if we could have played it again. And I said, whenever we get the opportunity, I'll bring it back for you guys. So
yeah,
so that you know, some of those individuals are on this morning. Yeah,
I
like that. Show up right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
can't say it enough. It's
So some people just want you to be there for them all the time, and you need them, and they're not there.
well, story of my life. Anyway, I had some good news though from my grandson out in the US. He started his season running yesterday, and he ran to first place. You know, I mean, I can't even recognize my grandson so much again. He gets so big.
Yeah, when you don't see them for a while.
Yeah, boy.
They shoot up and it's like, what?
He gets so big. He gets so big. You know what I mean? But he is doing well out there. And hopefully he will. Well, I'll probably send that video one day in the chat. It's a very short video of him running yesterday. You know? But he really is excellent. Congratulations to him. Morning, Richard.
Hi, good morning, guys. And good morning to our listeners and viewers wherever you are across the planet on this Monday morning on the breakfast show. So good morning, guys.
I guess you went out to get a pulse of what's happening in Arima. What happened in Arima?
No, I didn't go out this morning, actually.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep.
Well, I got a very disturbing video and message from someone who listens to us this morning. He sent it to me at 4:18 a.m. actually. He said, "Good morning, brother. Sadly, we have become a mini Trump like America with ICE-like raids. Do you know every Sunday in the Cureb Savannah, a lot of migrants gather for a recreational sport called softball, where there are families and young babies gathered. Would you believe immigration raided that event last night and had these people running and jumping fences? We have become so heartless in this country. It's really sad we treat people like this, and when Trump announces a ban on third world countries, we wonder why Caribbean islands being targeted, and we are doing the same thing here." And of course, it's accompanied by a video of.
But that's sad because I've seen those events, and it oriented where they play that softball. I've seen them before, and that's sad. You know, to make people and I don't want to say glorified, but when people in positions of power, because you're in the power and you can do it, and some people revel in that, and I know there's some people who will say, well, are they here legally or are they here illegally, and go down that whole rabbit hole. Families, this is not hardcore criminals necessarily doing anything who need to be deported.
Right.
You understand? But this is families. I've seen those softball things before. So now you put everything.
I ask the question, Richard to Charles listeners. I ask the question: is there anyone here listening now or viewing us who does not or did not ever have a family who was in another country illegally, there to try to do better, went there for the simple purpose of furthering education, getting a job, getting away from some domestic situation? So is there anyone who does not have anybody like that anywhere in the world?
And it doesn't have to be even family. It can simply be
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I find that I will always be disturbed, and I agree with you, by videos like that. If people are doing illegal stuff and committing crimes, fine, deal with it. Find them and get them out, regardless of where they're from. Because there are other nationals I see all the time. There's a group that plays cricket in Mandela Park every weekend. I see them. Everybody sees them. I don't know if they're here legally or illegally, but when families gather to do something productive, constructive, enjoyable, why should we have a problem with that? Anyway, maybe I get, and again, as I say, I've been consistent with these things. I don't care who in government. I really don't care.
Did we do the good news yet?
Yes. But I don't mind it being done again.
What you all did for good news?
You're having internet issues, eh?
What you all did for good news?
We played something by Denzel Washington.
The Denzel Washington.
Yeah, we brought it back.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
You have something else you want to share?
No, but I will save it for tomorrow then.
Okay.
Yeah. Done in this piece.
Well, today is World AIDS Day, and well, just.
Yeah, you having microphone problems, Richard, or is it me? So, Charles, are you getting that from him?
Yeah. Kind of cut it off on us.
Yeah.
Start off nice and healthy.
I don't know what's going on.
And it's just, yeah, but whatever it is, it's.
I think it's internet.
It could be.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're buffering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's
but today is World AIDS Day. So it's celebrated across the planet. You know, people living with HIV, people who have lost friends and family members to HIV. It's also a day of remembrance. I think everybody knows somebody who's died.
I was going to say that. I was about to say that. It's almost like somebody who knows somebody who lives elsewhere who trying to make a better living. I'm sure everybody knows someone who has been battling with HIV.
Yeah.
With AIDS. Mm. Yeah.
So it is that day. There's a video from the World Health Organization that talks about a new treatment. I'll see if I could upload it at some point. I came across it. I was looking for like a World AIDS Day, but I came across it. So I will see if I can show it at some point during the day. During the show. That's the
prep tune or something, so?
Tune? No, it's not a song.
No, not the treatment you're talking about.
Well, PrEP is one of the treatments, but this is some other treatment that the World Health Organization has a video about.
Okay.
The PrEP is one, but PrEP was not allowed in Trinidad under the last Ministry of Health.
Yeah.
And he came, the last Minister of Health came under a lot of criticism from Colin Robinson. When he had said that about PrEP encourage promiscuity in Trinidad and Tobago. Is there anything that
discourages promiscuity?
Discourages promiscuity. But it's just part of, I guess, a kind of conservative leaning that you just don't want to do what's sensible and logical.
Yeah, you don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah, and it's just sensible and logical. You just want to prevent people. You want to prevent infections going up. I'm not even sure what the data is with regard to Trinidad and Tobago now in 2025. I assume giving that kind of data today as it's World AIDS. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But we could go to greeting people in the commentary section.
All right, let's do that.
But there is any birthdays?
Yeah, I have a couple of birthdays. Roger Figaro, today is his birthday. Who else? A few other people. I'll put it up. But I know today is Roger Figaro.
I have one to send in the meantime, which is Debbie. Debbie up there in Mova is
which one are the Debbies now? Modest or Graves?
Yeah. No, Modest. She's Mova, right?
Yeah.
Right. So her daughter is celebrating her birthday today. So happy birthday to Sherry, or to Shari, better known as Sage. So Sage, happy birthday to you from your mom and everybody else. Have a great day today.
All right.
Yeah.
Joyce Phillip, top of the morning, guys, came in at 11:58. Margaret Thomas, old lady, Richard. Suzanne Jessup also came in. Suzanne didn't put, all right, she put Suzette and Miss Gemma also included in that greeting. Eunice Dublin, Slick Money Grip, Akello Abel. Well, good morning. Yeah, well, right. Akello, I just read your message. I just read the message, right? That's concerning the Venezuelans. Yeah. Marlon Motley says, good morning all. New day, new month. Wendy Ann and Frank James. Valerie Mendoza. Carl M. Jack, back to the grind. Kenny in Harlem. Felix Kozo. Welcome to December. Diane Payne. Brennan Smith, James Kamau, Pearl Cordis, that's Pearl and Stacey Ann Cordis, of course. CJ from New York, spreading love, happiness, and positivity. Michael Cadet, Nicola McNichols, Boy Bidesi from Davie, Ozzy Molino, Robert Taylor, Kathy Ann Charles, also Arlene in Bronxville, Texas. Odell Guy from Sangre Grande, Norris Ferguson, Sherwin and Juliet Kerr have a marvelous Monday. Carol Guevara, Dave Gusain, Yvette Scipio, Debbie Modeste says happy 25th birthday to Shari, also known as Sage. All right, that's the birthday greeting, Sir Charles Red. Lambert Bruce from El Dorado, Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona, Marlene Saunders Sobers, Carol Guevara singing. Helen Prescott says good morning all. Margarita Chow. Florence Bazi, for a heart attack that would not shrink. Blessed day, guys and chatters. Far Rockaway says good morning. Rena Boodoo Jennings. Ingrid is saying rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Ava Smith, good morning. Trinidad Margot, David McCarthy. Prabha Ramdial says good morning. Deborah Noel Serret, Bernadette and Nelissa Yates. Gavin Frank from Powder Magazine. Carlisle Cupid. They are here illegally, so how do you deal with it? But we don't know that, Farah, that they are all here illegally. We don't know that. I hope you don't have to be running from nobody out there in Brooklyn, you know. Good morning all from Mrs. R. I didn't miss your message this morning. Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan. Carlisle Cupid, nobody can mislead you unless you tell them to do so. Unless you allow them, I guess, to do so. A lie is a lie, but one who tells you half the truth is an agent of deception. Julia Samantha, Anthony Tinto, Grand Rising, Claire Lendor Rollins, old lady, I equate lying to a murderer. I would tell my children and now my grandchildren that by lying you could cause someone to lose their life. People have said that, but trust me, there are people who lie to save their life. Sankofa say, Wendell, you anger me with that news about the migrants. As you know, I worked with the migrants closely. We could be migrants today, tomorrow, who knows exactly. Dina Allen, hi everyone. Considering HIV, I was chatting with a nurse. She mentioned that once a week someone dies from HIV complications. Well, once a week, not bad considering how it used to be. Rabbit from DL. Jennifer says good morning. And Dean says, Richard, the most recent data shows that in 2020, there were 196 HIV/AIDS deaths, representing 2.28% of all deaths, and the age-adjusted death rate was 12.31 per 100,000 people. Apollina sends greetings on Cheryl Henry. All right, so thanks for the information, Dean.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right, so let me say good morning to Mr. Beatty, who was off the mark very early this morning. Thank you very much. Kent in Laventel. Peter, good morning to you. Frank out there in Aruka. Miss Sampson, good morning. Bishop Ashton Clark, and of course, he's sending out birthday greetings to his son, James Ashton Clark, who's celebrating his birthday today. So happy birthday to James. Of course, Debbie Modest is here. Zena is here. Carlin and Kelly out there in Coronage, probably on their way to work right about now. Let me say good morning to the folks who are listening to us on Gael Caribbean. Thank you very much for being here also.
All right, and morning, Katian Townsend. She's sending a special greeting to Marlene Saunders Sobers and Ambrose Blah out there in New York, where I'm told it's extremely cold.
Yeah, and CJ, who was in Trinidad.
Hey, she back again?
Yeah, she loved Trinidad, you know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, she loved Trinidad too, but every opportunity she get.
Yeah, well, I don't blame her after with what I've been hearing in New York. And New York cold has a rain that is attached to it.
All right, well, let's go for the break.
How people do it.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
It's Christmas. Can't do it without black cake, homemade bread, sweet bread, pone, pastel, and punchacran. Get it at Val's Kitchen in Dabadi. To place your order, call 758-0148. Yes, delivery can be arranged. Val's Kitchen, Dabadi.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising, so you too can say Merry Christmas.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. We offer fabulous prices, great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
Oh, how I wish I were a child again, where poinsettias keep reminding you.
Christmas is family.
A Christmas gift of love. It's the kind of gift a man enjoys.
Christmas is love.
Have a Merry Christmas, my dear, and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't need found to watch corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only. Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapa. Tickets available at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall. And at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapa box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't need foul to watch corn. Don't miss it. course, we're back, and this is the point at which we will go through the daily newspapers. Wendell, are you ready with the Express?
I am, sir. Today, of course, is Monday, December 1st, 2025, and the headlines in today's Express reads, PM, I asked for U.S. radar. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad stated there is no need for citizens to be on edge over the radar system installed by United States. Of course, that was the biggest trending story over the weekend. Maduro accuses U.S. of plot to seize Venezuela's oil. That was a letter written to the OPEC yesterday by President Nicolas Maduro. Unease over radar in Tobago. It's mind-boggling. Tobagonians want to know what is really taking place. Wrecking resumes in Port of Spain today, so says Mayor of Port of Spain, Chinua Allen, and several taxi drivers have expressed support for it. Not a license to kill, so says criminologist Dr. Randy C. Prasad. Widow faces fire after husband's death. Brentwood Christmas tree goes dark amid social media roasting, and boy, social media could be brutal sometimes. The whole effort of the people up in Brentwood there went to naught because they miss out a few places with lights. Oh, geez and ages.
I thought people were really, unnecessarily stupid about that.
Richard, we are necessarily stupid about everything now, you know.
Yeah, come on.
You know that? We are necessarily stupid about everything now. That is why I don't really watch news again. And that is why sometimes doing this program is hard. If not for you, it's hard. Trust me. Anyway, those are the trending stories in today's episode.
All right, but I'll do the news day for this morning. And courts under scrutiny as activist presses Chief Justice for answers on delayed judgments. THA minority leader demands removal of Tobago radar. Bans heat up at the Savannah at 2026 Panorama single pan fine. Ramsey Moore vows to defend steel ban amid financial and Venezuela complains to OPEC about the U.S. threats. Colombian president slams Trump's airspace calls against Venezuela, and Munilal, no money to Trinidad. I don't know what that means. And no money from Venezuela to Trinidad and Tobago, and
energy money.
Basically it for the headlines. I'm over to you, Sir Charles, and The Guardian.
All right, thank you very much, Richard. So in The Guardian today, we have WIGAT, EWI staff, back pay finally near approval. Government business urge to partner for economic growth. Govero, authority to grant FULs must remain with the Commissioner of Police. Wasa acting CEO says he quit for personal reasons. Former TNT defense chief calls for full disclosure on U.S. military radar in Tobago. And San Juan East Side Symphony wins mini panorama singer pan title. Right, and that's it in The Guardian for today.
Mm-hmm. We've had quite a few stories of people who just recently were appointed to high positions, leaving in some of them controversial situations already, you know. Including now, the Wasa CEO suddenly left last week. Well, he's saying it's for personal reasons, so I guess we'll find out more about that. But yeah, yes, Mrs. R. I rather make peace. If you want to stress yourself, that's your business. I'm not clueless.
Clueless about
if I rather be clueless about what's going on. No, I'm not clueless, but I'm not stressing myself out over it. I'm not going after it like I used to at one time, pursuing stories and wanting to know what's going on. I don't care. The government they deserve. Let them take that.
Anyway, it's World AIDS Day, and I just wanted to play the World Health Organization video about a new treatment. Okay.
We could all use some good news. So here's a big one. Thanks to life-saving treatment, over 40 million people around the world are living with HIV. However, new infections continue to challenge efforts to end the epidemic. In 2024 alone, over 1.3 million people were newly diagnosed. Daily pills like oral prep have been a breakthrough for HIV prevention, but for some people, taking daily pills or keeping up with health appointments isn't easy. This is why a new drug recently recommended by the WHO for HIV prevention could change everything. It's called lenacapavir, or LEN for short, and this is why it could be a game changer. Instead of taking daily pills, people can get injections every 6 months. No more daily pills, fewer tests, and fewer visits. At a time where funding for HIV is limited, this means fewer new infections and more lives saved. We still don't have an HIV vaccine, but LEN may be the closest thing yet. In trials, it prevented almost all new HIV infections and was safe and well tolerated. And the best part, it is expected to be affordable for people in low and middle income countries. That means HIV prevention could soon be within reach for millions more. Now, we need to make sure it's rolled out quickly and equitably around the world, because everyone deserves the right to protect their health in a way that fits their life.
Yeah, so that's the WHO's video on LEN for short, which is a new drug to tackle the HIV crisis. It's still a crisis around the world. And in terms of infections. And so, at least it's some good news, more treatment, so that people don't have to die still from HIV. And, well, hopefully our Ministry of Health takes note.
Well, if they ain't doing
they didn't take note for PrEP.
That's what I'm saying.
What's that?
If they're not doing PrEP, they ain't going to do that.
Well, hopefully they will. Minister of Health now.
Well, with a new Minister of Health, you mean? A new administration.
Yeah, a new administration. So I don't know if they will have a different point of view to the last Minister of Health and the last policy direction of the last government with regard to it.
Yeah.
Because I assume it was a policy direction. I assume it was not just him saying it. But anything that helps prevent people dying, come on. But it is what it is. But we could open up the lines. I did, over the weekend, I did have a look at that home still to go before the Senate. And I went through it, and looked at it, and in my own analysis of that bill and its constitutional infringements, because there are constitutional infringements, which is why they're going for a Section 13, meaning that they need a 3/5 majority. In my opinion, the bill in its current form should not be passed.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're talking about the home invasion bill here, right?
I don't think it should. I don't think independent senators, who are the ones who hold the key, whether it passes in the Senate or not, I don't think they should pass it in its current form. I think there's some provisions, some are too vague, and I'll just give you an example. It says it frames it under, in terms of a home invasion, we believe that you are in threat.
You're under attack.
Yeah, you honestly believe, which is too broad. It should also have, it should be something like honestly believe, and there should be much more of an objectively reasonable that you're under threat. Honestly
and
believe
can prove it, and you can prove
because
it.
honestly believe is a little too broad.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, and then there were some other clauses that were a little strange, like invited guests become home invaders if it is that I invite you home by me, for example, Wenda, and then I tell you to leave. Okay, we have an argument, and I cuss you out, and I say, get out my house. And you say, I ain't going nowhere. You are now a home invader.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's going to happen to plenty of people.
No, I'm not saying it. So that's way too broad. Because all of a sudden, no, because you were an invited guest in the initial thing, but you become a home invader if I ask you to leave and you don't leave immediately. And
so
you could, well, theoretically, I could shoot you. And also, you now have 20 years and a $500,000 fine. So it's kind of disproportionate. And then understand your ground laws oftentimes they were even the other stand your ground laws are mostly in the United States. The UK and Canada, for example, will still have a proportionate thing. They don't have stand your ground and duty to retreat no duty to retreat in the same way as this law purports to do. And so you have certain other clauses that were concerning in terms of the broadness of the clauses with regard to the bill. And some of the penalties are huge. And one of the features too is that if somebody comes across, basically like crosses into your property to steal mangoes, or somebody wanders in, they could be mentally ill or something, we don't know. That can happen. Somebody's drunk or mentally ill enters your property, and you believe that broad thing again, it opens up for the part that a human life can be taken.
Yeah.
You come in somebody's compound and you're attempting to take a bicycle. Even if they are leaving and their back is turned to you, you can shoot them. Theoretically, I'm just giving theoretical examples.
Yeah.
And a lot of stand your ground laws in the US it's only that your life is under threat. It's not for property. So that somebody coming to steal your bicycle is disproportionate that you're killing them for coming to take your bicycle. I just given an example. That would be considered disproportionate in most jurisdictions around the world. Even in stand your ground laws in the US. So to me, it goes a little too far, and some of the terms of imprisonment and stuff, to me, can amount to cruel and inhuman punishment because they're so long. In fact, it's long. If you become a home invader, like the example I gave you, Wendell, and you are charged for home invasion and you face 20 years, and it's 20 to something else, I can't remember how many more years. That's sometimes more than some countries will give you for murder and manslaughter in parts of the world.
All right.
So it's a little bit too much, I find. It's like, even though I get it, it's kind of a populist measure, and there are laws, I think, that can tackle the home invasions in place now, where you can just increase the penalties in certain ways and tighten what you have existing. And even if you want to go to this kind of home invasion, you really need months. So I don't think, in my opinion, I could give you in clause 7.4, deadly force for property. It authorized killing to protect property, not just life. Example, shooting someone who's taken, let's say, a laptop or something that's outside or wherever, contradicts international standards. Deadly force only to protect life. That's an example. Clause 6.1c, proportionality versus stand your ground, requires defensive force to be proportionate, but also removes duty to retreat, creating contradiction. Proportionality sometimes means retreat, which this bill forbids. 20 years plus $500,000 fine for 25 years plus $750 fine with aggravating factors, disproportionate compared to murder/rape sentences. Fines exceed realistic ability to pay, so that people can't pay it, so they basically imprison indefinitely. Guest who doesn't leave immediately, which is clause 5.1d, which is what I mentioned, Wendell, in the example. Defines home invasion as failing to leave immediately when asked. Ordinary situation, a party relative staying overnight could trigger 20-year sentence. You could have somebody who's staying by your uncle, who, and you tell him, look, I fed up you being in my house, now get out. And you say, but I can't leave. You don't leave immediately, you're now a home invader, according to this bill. So they are, they have the felony murder rule in clause 5.4. All participants in a home invasion liable for murder if someone dies, even without intent to take away the issue of mens rea. And So removes Menria's guilty mind, undermines fairness. So somebody, maybe two people enter, or one is outside, and the person went in. Whatever happens, they didn't intend to kill, but somebody dies. It means the person outside is charged with murder too. So it expands a lot of stuff. So I don't know. This is the time for people to call in. So maybe I could go into it in the next hour because I don't think we have a guest.
No.
Well,
we had Robert Lehunt, but he
didn't make it today.
Yeah.
So, but going through it, I really think that there should be better law. If you're going that way, it needs some amendments.
Yeah.
All right, but let's stay take the
course.
course.
A possible poll for you, Sir Charles, earlier.
Yeah, I just we're gonna organize it another bit. Let's get the caller inside. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Wendell.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
David, morning. When you listen to what speaking about this, well, I'm not going by nobody. If I go a little birthday party, a little wedding, or go and check your ex-girlfriend or something, and
ex-girlfriend, forget it.
Call figure right and they kill you. Or your relative and all, because that relative right now fighting for land and house, and then you go there and they shoot you.
They could say, I honestly believed I was under threat. I was under threat.
Well, I try to find out, all right? So, the home invader, right? The person who get invaded and then do the shooting, or they do what they do, how soon will them case come up to be exonerated? How soon? Is it a month? Is it a week?
Month?
Because
that's a good question. Try years.
You could end up in jail for years.
Yes.
But
the person dead and you in jail.
How long after I kill the man or somebody who was on that threat, kill the people? How long will it stay before the case come up before hearing? And how long that case will have to go through before they get exonerated? Because something wrong with that bill mad. Right? Because I was watching in the States where this girl driving the wrong driveway and they shoot she to death. But the man ended up he on a murder charge for life now. You remember that case?
Yeah, there are some cases like that.
Yeah, so
in some states where you have stand your ground laws, the homicide rate actually went up because of that law.
So people killing people.
Yeah. So you have to be. You can't be. Yeah. Things like any law that needs a Section 13 passage, which means it goes against the Constitution, should be very carefully scrutinized. And it's a high bar. And it's a high bar for you to get that legislation. And it should be a very high bar for you to get past that legislation. So I assume the independent senators know this and know that there's a responsibility on legislation that attempts to override the constitutional protections should be given due, should be studied carefully.
Yeah.
And what the implications are.
Yeah, Richard, what about parents and children relationship? When it's strained, and your father or your mother say, get out of my house. You're an intruder.
live good.
Yeah.
It's a Patrick thanks much. I know you have a whole lot you can say about this one. But live good with your family now. Hello, good morning to you, Miss Sampson.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chelsea.
Morning,
I would like to know how a bill is passed. If one side have 23 and the next side have 10, how we get a bill to pass with that kind of figure there? Could somebody explain to me if it is what I thinking that all the bill will pass, whether the other side with the less the minority vote or not. That is what I can.
This bill requires a 3/5 majority. So which comes under Section 13 of the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, against fundamental protections under Sections 4 and 5. It needs a 3/5 majority in both houses.
The current house, that's right.
No, but the current house, they have that 3/5 majority. They have it.
Yes,
so whether
house.
or not the PNM objects or not, they have that 3/5 majority in the House. They don't have it in the Senate. In the Senate, they need 3 members of either the opposition or the independent senator bench to vote for the bill. It's unlikely that the senators are going to vote. They're obviously going to vote no. If they would have caucus with the party. So it means it's up to the independent senators, and you need 3 of them to pass the bill. You need 7 of them to say no for it to fail. And I'm just saying, and it's the independent senators I'm talking to, because good law affects all of us, and bad law affects all of us. So, and the independent senators need to understand their duty, if they didn't, in terms of legislation that comes before you. And legislation that comes before you is not just you're not giving a blight to the government. You are there in terms of scrutinizing it to determine whether it's good law or not. I'm not saying don't vote for it because I think it's bad law. I'm just saying that given you can come to the determination that you think it's satisfactory. But there's a thing when states are under, when populations feel under threat from the criminal element, and governments come into power, they can create populist legislation to appease that call for blood, so to speak. I'm putting call for blood in inverted commas, by citizens to deal with the crime situation, which is a valid concern. But populism and populist legislation also has to make sense. And somebody has to look at it from a very sober point of view and an objective point of view. Will this work, or will this create more problems? And that's what I think the independent do in terms of looking at this bill.
Well, you've laid it out perfectly, Richard. And I hope that some of them listening. I hope all of them listening. That is either it's going to work or it's going to create more problems. And I suspect that, well, anyway, I wouldn't say what I said.
Yeah, don't suspect.
Yeah. Do you believe the government will get the required majority in the Senate for the home invasion bill? That's our poll this morning, because the bill goes to the Senate now for debate. Do you believe they will get the required majority? They need at least 3 independent or opposition senators to vote with their bench, with their 15, or they've got 15, and they need at least 3 or 4 to vote with them to get it passed, right? So that's our poll this morning, right? Do you believe they will get it? Time will tell. When is it going to the Senate? Is it this week?
I'm not sure. I assume so.
Well, this is where people need to learn who their independent senators are, because trust me, I don't know who they are.
Well, I'm sure the government is going to lobby them.
It was close to one last time.
Yeah, well, last time we worked with one. So we had a sense of what he was thinking.
Yeah, and there were sometimes I disagreed with his vote.
Yeah.
And I remember challenging him that, and I said, I don't know why you all voted or even abstained on certain things, because some law you have to say no.
Yes. Yeah.
And I remember it was some legislation that the PNM had brought up, and I said that should have been a no. But I think Paul had maybe abstained, but he justified why he felt the vote was in what direction. I can't remember what it is that time, but I remember us having that conversation on the air, and I'm saying no, I think it was a bad vote.
Yeah, because sometimes you hear arguments against certain things, and then they abstain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
I've
always
seen it
confuses me, you know?
Yeah, it came across as a cop-out sometimes.
Yeah. I think in most people's mind, abstention is a cop-out.
Yeah.
You're playing it safe. You don't want to ruffle nobody's feathers, so you play it safe.
Yeah.
But remember, sometimes the government lobbies independent senators for legislation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they will call them and say, look, this is why we think you should support it, whatever. They try to get the vote. They lobby it.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, you're an independent senator because you have, and you were selected. You weren't elected, you were selected because you bring a variety of people into the independent bench, and they are the ones that need, I don't know if they always, I want to believe that they should understand the duty and the check and balance they are to any government. Because they are check and balance to any government. I'm just not talking about UNC and PNM. Because sometimes the PNM has purported to push through legislation before that I felt the independent bench should not have passed.
Yeah.
So you have a duty as an independent senator in terms of really scrutinizing legislation. As I say, any legislation that requires Section 13 to pass, you're going under Section 13 for that 3/5 majority. You need to scrutinize with a fine tooth comb. You need to go through that legislation and understand why. Because the breaching of Sections 4 and 5 or overriding Sections 4 and 5 of the Constitution is no small matter.
Beautiful. Hold it right there. All right. So we are going for the news and we will be back. Remember, you're voting yes or no on the poll.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Gael Caribbean TV. I'm Derek. Good day. Minister of Defense Wayne Sturge is urging citizens to stay calm amid concern over the presence of United States Marines and technical personnel in Tobago. Speaking at a high-level briefing hosted by THA Chief Secretary Filey Augustine in Scarborough, Sturge said the public should avoid going into panic mode, stressing that Trinidad and Tobago has benefited from U.S. regional operations, even as Washington pursues its own interests. Also present at the briefing were Attorney General John Jeremy and Chief of Defense Staff Don Polo. The session followed days of confusion over aircraft refueling and new radar installations at the ANR Robinson International Airport. Sturge made it clear that Crown Point is not being used as a military launch pad, noting that the USS Gerald Ford is already positioned offshore for that purpose. Instead, he said upgraded radar systems are being installed to strengthen surveillance against drug, arms, and human trafficking, crimes that have increasingly targeted Tobago. He also explained that U.S. personnel are operating under a status of forces agreement signed in 2024 and enacted last year. Jeremy added that similar agreements have existed for more than a decade. Sturge said routine foreign military presence shouldn't alarm the public, pointing out that crime, especially murders, has fallen significantly due to regional interdiction efforts. He maintains that Trinidad and Tobago is now better equipped to track traffickers and protect its borders. Aviation travelers at Piarco International Airport are uneasy after U.S. President Donald Trump warned airlines to avoid airspace above and around Venezuela. The alert comes amid rising regional tension and increased U.S. military presence in the Caribbean, officially aimed at curbing drug trafficking linked to President Nicolas Maduro. However, the scale of the operation has sparked concerns about a possible military strike. Despite fears, operations at Piarco continued normally yesterday, with flights arriving and departing on schedule. Travelers told reporters they were more concerned about indirect fallout for Trinidad and Tobago than an actual attack. Dominique Garcia, arriving from Guyana, said the warning suggests possible military action and could impact flights to and from Trinidad and Tobago. Noting radar works recently completed in Tobago, Kwesi Redhead, waiting for an arriving passenger from Tobago, worried airspace closures could leave citizens stranded, similar to the pandemic. Others believe tensions may not escalate. Some passengers felt Washington may simply be pressuring Maduro and hope diplomacy prevails to avoid conflict. Public servants will receive a 10% wage increase after negotiations between the Chief Personnel Officer and the Public Services Association wrapped up late Thursday night. The agreement is expected to cost the state $3.8 billion in arrears, plus $420 million annually going forward. A memorandum of understanding will be signed Monday, then forwarded to Cabinet for approval. Once ratified, permanent secretaries will begin auditing files to prepare for payment processing. Dindial said COLA consolidation pushes the real increase closer to 15%, while PSA President Felicia Thomas welcomed the settlement, saying new salary structures should take effect in January. She also remains hopeful some payments could be made before Christmas. Trade unions across Trinidad and Tobago are pushing back after Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Clyde Elder, said unions that accepted the previous government's 4% wage increase should not expect the 10% now awarded to the PSA. Prison Officers Association President Gerard Gordon called the statement divisive, saying many unions agreed to 4% under pressure from the industrial court, not because the offer was fair. He argues the PSA's success proves better outcomes are possible and other unions should be allowed to renegotiate. The Nurses Association and Communications Workers Union also condemned Elder's remarks, warning that linking wage outcomes to political alignment threatens democracy, collective bargaining, and worker equity. In the region, the Venezuelan government has condemned what it calls a colonialist threat from U.S. President Donald Trump after he urged airlines, pilots, and traffickers to avoid Venezuelan airspace entirely. In a strongly worded statement on November 29, the Maduro administration said the warning was an illegal act of aggression, violating international law and the UN Charter. Caracas insisted that Venezuela alone controls its airspace, rejecting any foreign orders or interference. It also claimed the U.S. has halted migrant repatriation flights, affecting nearly 14,000 Venezuelans. Meanwhile, in Trinidad and Tobago, Defense Minister Wayne Sturge dismissed online panic, calling rumors of local airspace closure misinformation and political fear-mongering. Internationally, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has asked the country's president to pardon him on corruption charges, a move critics say threatens the rule of law. Netanyahu, the first sitting Israeli leader to stand trial, faces allegations of fraud, breach of trust, and bribery, but has not been convicted and insists he's the victim of a political witch hunt. His request follows public support from U.S. President Donald Trump, who recently urged Israel to halt the case. Opposition figures warn a pardon without conviction would set a dangerous precedent, while legal experts note such pardons are extremely rare before a trial concludes. Netanyahu says ending the case would help heal national divisions, but critics argue no leader should be placed above the law. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show.
Coming on my life like snake in the grass. One with your fakeness in the right bad. One with your fakeness in the right track. Never thought was a friend, now me like it like that. Coming on my life like snake in the grass. One with your fakeness in the right bad.
Well, I don't have time to beef. Lucky for you, my friend. I in a good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits. So don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. Good spirit. I drink in a good spirits. The vibes ain't causing forget the voices. One day we gon' make it. We don't have to fake it. I give you my best, I give you the chain of my neck, I give you my love and respect. But now hear the story, is you vex with me? Like I do you something, like I do you something. When I hear the shout now, is you vex with me? Like I do the wrong thing, like I do you something. Oh, it's a good thing. I in a good spirit, I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits, so don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. Good spirit, I drink in a good spirits. The vibes ain't cost in a minute, so don't hold me down, don't fight me down. Yeah. My friend and them coulda tell you about me. Good people is good people. We only want love in we circle. Yeah. My family coulda tell you about me. Good people is good people. We only want love one. I am model and pose like you never do bad. Things where you do say you never do that. Run for the cream and you never look back. Now money in your pocket so you never too sad. Boy, if money make you dance, you'll be dancing forever to the beat of a drum that never go help you. But now hear the story, is you vex with me? Like I do you something, like I do you something. When I hear the shout now, is you vex with me? Like I do the wrong thing, like I do you something. Oh, it's a good thing. I in a good spirit, I drink in a good spirits. The vibes right up to the limits, so don't hold me down.
Morning just got better. You're locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
Don't fight me down.
Yeah. Who do something like you vex with me? Where vex with me for? Hey everybody, good morning to you once again. And of course, if you are just joining us, well, we welcome you. Thank you very much for being here. New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean. Of course, you know we take you above and beyond, right? But if you just joined us, trust me, it was one fantastic hour. But don't worry, there's still a whole lot more for you inside of this hour and beyond. I want to say a very special good morning to the folks out there and Gael Caribbean TV, who are streaming up and down the Caribbean. Thank you very much for joining us, Caribbean people. And remember, you can get involved. Yeah, just give us a call. You know, just WhatsApp it free. At least to you. And of course, keep it right here. And remember, go check out our channels, our social media pages. Social media, check us out on Facebook and YouTube. Like, subscribe, and of course, hit the support button also, right? Yeah, we need your support. So remember the poll question. You're voting yes or no on the poll question. Do you think that the government will get the support from the independent and opposition going forward, all right, for this this bill that they're trying to pass? Yes or no? And keep it right here on New Era TT Radio. We'll be back shortly.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
Laughing children tug at Mr. Santa. Teddy bears.
Feel the laughter, the lights, the love. That's what Christmas feels like.
Christmas Eve, casually I was walking down the street. One Christmas Eve, casually
We keep the joy alive and the music playing all season long. Merry Christmas from your friends at New Era TT Radio, taking you above and beyond.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devante tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trinidad City. We offer fabulous prices, great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trinidad City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So, call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas. Can't do it without black cake, homemade bread, sweet bread, pone, pastel, and punch creme. Get it at Val's Kitchen in Dabadi. To place your order, call 758-0148. Yes, delivery can be arranged. Val's Kitchen, Dabadi.
Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't leave out to watch Corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only, Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapa. Tickets available at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall, and at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapa box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't leave out to watch Corn. Don't miss it.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Welcome back. Let me say a special good morning to two folks who are fans of the show and who are now advertising with us. That's Miss Mendoza, Val's Kitchen. I saw an ad for her a while ago. And Gregory and Kathleen Boyer from Bow Wow Pet Supplies, where I go. And I think Richard goes there too. Yes, and we get our supplies from them. Why now we've been visiting them?
Yeah, I do there.
Yeah.
Kathleen and I always all blagging.
But Gregory and I are always all blagging. Gregory
has hardly be in the store when I go in. It's always Kathleen. Always Kathleen.
Yeah, I meet Kathleen a lot. But Gregory, I've been promising him to come on this hike with him on Saturdays. They go up somewhere in Maracas in Jesus side.
I think because is it a difficult, medium, or easy hike? Because I suppose you need an easy one. You know they rate them.
I can do any kind of hike.
You don't have easy, medium, and hard.
Yeah, I can show kind of high. Once it don't involve water, going in water that I could drown in, I could do any hike. I've hiked the Gropey Tower in St. Lucia. I've gone up
easy, medium. That's a tourist thing. Easy, medium. It's easy, medium, and hard.
I have hiked Damahagua Falls in Dominican Republic. What are you talking about, boy?
Well, they're tourist things.
And Dunn's River in Jamaica. I do all of them. Dunn's River is water though, but it's not water that you could drown in easily. And you have a guide. But Gregory has this hike he does that they do on a Saturday, I think. And he always tells me to come. I say, yeah, one of these days. But Saturday is a hard day to motivate myself sometimes. You know? Especially after Friday and Rumbox, you know. Anyway, but good to see you all on the advertising, Gregory. I'm sure a lot of people. Gregory has a wide supply of pet supplies there.
Yeah, you know what I wanted to also reference, and this is a thing for Sir Charles. When you say hit the support button, what do you mean? I don't think people understand what the support.
Thumbs up.
The support means. What do you?
Yeah, well, like and subscribe is to grow the channel. Support is in case you want to donate to the channel.
Right.
Financial.
So you need to people properly because you say it in a kind of rude way as if people understand what you mean.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Thanks for the for bringing it forward. Yeah, but if the support button is ready, the donate button.
Right. So when you click support, this is on the YouTube channel itself, right?
Yeah, it's on the YouTube. It's on the Facebook channel. Also, it's also on the website. The website also, the regular website. You'll see a donate button there, a support.
And on Facebook, you will see something marked support.
Yeah.
Richard, you know what I think you should
Right.
do?
So you have to click that button, and if you click, so those of you watching or listening, if you want to support the show financially, you can, and it will take you to a portal that will indicate how you could support the show.
Richard, I would recommend now for you to support the show that you log out and log back in. You must be missing you sometimes. You're missing what you're saying sometimes. And it has to be your internet.
Maybe I could log out and log back in.
Yeah, I think you should do that whilst we get ready to do the votes.
Right.
So Charles and I could blog a bit whilst you do that because we're missing too many important things that you're saying sometimes.
Yeah, but just to bring some clarity for it, as you know, as you mentioned it, yeah, you know, most online platforms you would see that support button, you know, because that is how.
Is that the thumbs up button?
No, it's not a thumbs up. That is when that thumbs up button is for you to subscribe to the channel, especially on YouTube and stuff. That's just remember Richard said we had to reach 100,000 people.
Right.
That thumbs up will take you in that area. But the support button, there's a thing says support, which means support the channel. So most social media sites you would see it say support. So it's really a donation. If you want to support the platform financially, and you could always hit that support button, and it will take you.
And how does that work? Where does it take you to do it?
It takes you to two portals, either PayPal or what is the next local one? I can't remember the name of it right now. But yeah, WePay.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it takes it either WePay or it takes you to PayPal, and whatever it is you want, you just put it in.
So you mean like if somebody wants to send a $40 a month?
Yeah, you can do it. You can do whatever you want as often as you want.
Oh, well, no, we need to make that known more on Sir Charles.
Yeah,
I'm happy Richard raised that. So come on, people, click that support button and send your little 40,000. Well, not 40,000. But
it's not 40,000, no problem.
Your little $40 for us. From a DL, you want to send about 400,000. You understand? Far away, we want some of that US yab up there. Send that thing, man. Oh, they're moving so.
All right, so can we get to the poll now?
Yes, we can.
So the poll, do you believe the government will get the required majority in the Senate for the home invasion bill? That's our poll this morning. Do you think they will get the required majority in the Senate for the home invasion bill? They need 3 independent senators to vote for the bill. And of course, I gave some of my explanation why I think the bill should not be passed, at least without amendments. I mean, any government can decide that they require legislation. And this was the legislation that they said on the platform that they were going to do.
Long before even the platform,
Yeah, so that if you're doing that kind of legislation, just make sure it's as good law as possible. And so it will certainly need some amendments, in my opinion, but you know, I'm just one person. But
this legislation wouldn't bother me one bit, because when people tell me leave from by them, I just leave.
Yeah.
And I don't ever tell people leave from mine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I say, once you have to use Section 13, and it means Sections 4 and 5 are being overridden, you need to always be cautious. Now, there is a provision under Section 13 that can still challenge a law even if it's passed by the constitutional majority, and that would be that it's reasonably justifiable. So you can still bring a law that gets the required majorities and is passed into law. It can still be challenged constitutionally if you can make a case that it's not reasonably justifiable. So there is still that proviso. And then, you know, a lot of times people think you live in a democracy where the majority rules. No, you don't. You live in what's called a constitutional democracy. So the Constitution has certain sections that are protected so that majority rules can't just override them without going through certain hurdles. So those constitutional protections are a safeguard against just wanton majority rule that you could just do whatever the hell you want. No, that's why the Constitution is referred to as the supreme law. I mean, amongst the Constitution, I'm sure of some religious people who believe that's not the supreme law. But guess what? In this space, it is.
As you talk Constitution, today is, in fact, I hope I am correct, the birthday of President Christine Kangaloo Garcia. Today is her birthday. 64th birthday. So happy birthday to President Christine Kangaloo. Happy birthday. All right. You ready for vote, sir?
Yes, I am.
All right. D-Mark says yes. And of course, our poll is, do you believe the government will get the required majority? You can continue to vote even now whilst we're counting in the Senate for the home invasion bill. D-Mark, yes. Ilarizan, yes. Michael Oliver, yes. GH, yes. DL, yes. Marlon Motley, yes. Josie Richardson, no. M. Cooper, yes. Cheryl Henry, yes. Sandrina Bagan Charles didn't vote here. Gregory Boyer says no. Beauty Culture, no. Trini Mill Kitchen, yes. Kathy-Ann Townsend didn't vote. Colted Finch, no. Sandrina Bagan Charles, love you, Wendell. Love you too, Sandrina. Joseph Clement, yes. Alistair Hart, no. Marcia Rock, no. Ava Smith, no. Carol Guevara, yes. James Kamau, no. Old lady didn't vote here. Money Grip, no. CJ from New York didn't vote here. Margaret Thomas, no. CJ didn't vote again. CJ, well, you're in Trinidad. That's your whole crew will be looking out for you. Jason Samuel, yes. Eunice Dublin, no. Valerie Mendoza, yes. Suzanne Jessup, yes. Michael Cadet, yes. Michael Robinson, yes. Andre Rep says, Richard, you should know that the bill as laid doesn't include a special majority clause 2. In the U.S., gun ownership is a right allowing mentally unstable, I guess, persons access. That doesn't apply here. Ozzy Molino, yes. Shoma Paul didn't vote. Rena Jennings didn't vote. David McCarthy, yes. Far Rockaway. Wendell, you're late with what? Oh, yes. Okay. I know what I'm late with. But you had to increase it. Mike Sankover said no. Far Rockaway says yes to the poll. Anon says yes. Wayne Joseph, no. Trini gets fit, no. Richardson, no, yes. CJ votes yes. Bridget Buchanan, no. And Estelita Sampson is complaining about Kyle again.
Yeah, they seem to have some problem again this morning. They said people are saying they're hearing us, but they're seeing something else on the screen. Anyhow,
right.
That's flow too, right?
We need a TV station to subscribe to us. So
that's a flow problem too, Sir Charles.
I don't know. I don't know.
You can't tell when Richard is being sarcastic.
But I could only answer him that way.
Look at his face. Look at his eyes.
The mischievous little boy in the corner. All right, no problem. Yeah.
And I have one more vote from Miles Walcott. Miles Walcott says yes, but the courts will strike it down. We're not so Miles Walcott. You forget what's going on in the courts now. Anyway, go ahead, Charles.
Right. So
I hear your statement there. I know what you mean, but go on. Go on, Sir Charles.
Myself, when I get contempt, I want to go sit down in jail. Frank says yes. Pauline says yes. Raymond says no. Mahi says no. Kenwin says yes. All right, so they were telling me about Gael. Fifi says no. Zena says yes. And Long Islander, it says can't see the vote. Okay. Says no. And that is what I have here. Oh, and Sean just came in, says no also. That is it.
You have any additional votes? You have any additional votes?
One more from Miss Sampson just came in, say yes.
Oh, right. I have no more here.
All right, so that is it. I'm looking for it.
So we had 47 people voting on the poll this morning. Our poll this morning, just in case you're just joining us, or if you're hearing us and not seeing us on Gael, do you believe the government will get the required majority in the Senate for the home invasion bill? They need 3 people in the Senate, in the independent bench, or the opposition bench. Opposition could break ranks, I guess.
Or even government senators could break ranks. Well, no, the government senators, no. Sorry, my mistake.
That's an appeal we're not seeing in this country.
So forget what I just said there, because,
that's an appeal we're not seeing nobody, opposition or government, breaking no ranks.
Anyway, they need 3 votes in the Senate, in addition to their majority, to pass the bill. So our poll this morning was, do you think they will get a required majority for the home invasion bill? 47 people voted. 27 of you said yes, they will. 20 of you said no. So it was a fairly close poll. At some point,
I figured so.
It was pretty close. Yeah. But the yeses surged ahead by 7. So it's 27-20, whether in fact they would get the required majority. But the yeas said yes, they will. So the yeas have it for this morning in terms of our poll. So let me the poll is now done. Bam, it's done.
All right.
I was wondering with the poll, if people were more or less voting, what they think will happen or what they would like to happen.
Could be both, a mixture of both, I suspect.
Yeah.
Because people who would normally vote against the government actually voted yesterday. You understand? I would have observed that. So I think they're expecting it to happen.
Yeah.
I noticed that. That's a good question. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Richard made a good case out. Somebody sent me a message to that a member of Parliament, Simon de Nobrega, who always breaks in from interviews, even though he was information minister. Always breaks in from interviews, made a good case also in rebuttal, Richard. Similar to, well, I can't imagine it's similar to what you did because you come from a legal background. But apparently he posted something that is also a rebuttal that also made sense. I would say.
I'm just saying, if it is that you want to have a home invasion bill, then include the necessary amendments that make sense in terms of what kind of country you want Trinidad and Tobago to be. And it can't be that somebody cross your fence to go and pick plum and you kill them, and that's justifiable.
Well, I would have been dead long time ago.
Property can't trump life in terms of that. You know, something like that. So because you always have to look at what are the possible scenarios in a real life situation. And Sir Charles brought up one, that a woman actually just reversed into a yard, and the homeowner felt to turn and felt that he was empowered to kill her. Of course, that was not justifiable, and so he has paid the consequences. But it shows you know, human beings have all sorts of things going on in their lives, right? That can affect sometimes how they interpret stuff. So when you're leaving it up to a human being to say they honestly believe and don't have an objective factor along with that, in terms of not only honestly believe, but it's objectively reasonable. Because objectively reasonable is an important component that maybe should be included there. That a homeowner honestly believes that he's under threat, and objectively reasonably, so honestly and objectively reasonably believes he's under threat means you bring into it, will the average man be objectively reasonably thinking that they're under threat? Rather than just you honestly believing so, because some people have paranoia.
Yes.
Okay? So they feel everybody out to get them. Trust me, I know.
Yes.
Right? I have interviewed clients who sat before me and said, I think they're outside right now. And they might be sitting down under this guise in the gallery, watching what I'm doing. People had that paranoid. And in my life, in terms of in my work life, my then work life, in terms of interviewing clients and stuff like that, you've had clients like that who absolutely believes that there are people out to get them. So you can't just leave it to honestly believe. There has to be an objectively reasonable standard that adjuncts with that. But that's just my opinion. I'm one voice, and of course, this is where the democracy operates, where people can have differing opinions, and they can think, the law is good ideas.
But Dean Allen, is mirroring your thoughts, and I agree with him. He said, stand your ground law sits on assumptions. Those assumptions are developed by racism, fear, paranoia, and biases. That is what killed Trayvon Martin. And he may be very, very correct that a lot of those issues are going to come up based on people's biases, one way or the other. Because if you look outside and you see people, let's say about very light hue,
people that they just don't like.
Mango. There's a good chance you're going to just call out to them and say, hey, what are you doing? You know? But if you see people of a very dark hue jump in the fence, chicken on the same mango, there's a good chance you go come out blasting and feel that they're up to no good. You understand? Those are biases that people hold.
Yeah.
But I am wondering how absolute some of these things will be, because I remember talking with Umlada on one of the afternoon programs coming up to all of this, and he was basically saying, a lot of people may feel that they have the go ahead to do certain things, and they will end up before the courts, with some of these things. So there are a certain amount of explanation as to how far people may be able to go that will have to probably go along with this.
Which is why you need good law, Sir Charles. And good law has to be clear. and it can't have vague interpretations like an invited guest, if you tell them to leave immediately, suddenly becomes now a home invader according to the definition. So that becomes too vague.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of its in terms of the interpretation of what a home invader is. And also somebody could come in legally and then informs an intent to commit a crime, it becomes a home invasion. Forms an intent to commit a crime. So they came in legally into your house, and then while there, they form an intent to commit a crime. Okay?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Eh? Because
So-
if, for
so-
instance, they see the cell phone, your cell phone rests down or something there, and they just say, hey, I wonder if I can take that cell phone.
That's the
In
form
your
and an intent.
interpretation, they formed an intent to commit a crime.
Commit a crime, right?
Yeah.
So where does that go in terms of, so for example, I have an argument. I'm bringing in Wendell again. Wendell invite me home by him, and I say, Wendell, and something come up, and I say, Wendell, you're talking nonsense, whatever, and we have a heated argument, and I shove him. I've committed an assault, right? Am I now a home invader?
Well, according to who you shoved me in front of, you know.
If we have a caller online there, let's take it as you go along. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Norfolk, Virginia, front and center. Better late than never, right? Anyway, hey, just on this topic that you all speaking of, Richard, you were quite right. You must have good laws, and I'd also say the administration, for a better choice of words, and even the the interpretation of good law. And Wendell, you mentioned and you agreed with a caller, and they stated that this legislation that they're trying to pass has a racist tint on it, and you say especially for individuals of the darker hue. Please correct me, and if I'm paraphrasing this.
I didn't say especially. I didn't say especially for individuals of the darker hue. I didn't say that. And let me read what the person's message, just in case.
Sure, thanks.
Stand your ground law sits on assumptions. Those assumptions are developed by racism, fear, paranoia, biases. That is what killed Trayvon Martin. That's what the person message. And
right. Okay. So it's race. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad it was defined. Thank you for reminding me. So it has racism somewhere attached to it. So I would assume that it's racist, that individuals of the two major minorities in Trinidad, that most likely they would be the individuals that it'll be racist against, or more so to the Afro-Trinidadian group. Is that what you think?
Well, it's an undeniable fact, sir, that where the majority of the crime occurs, right? It's an undeniable fact. And who commits it? It's an undeniable fact. I am not one of those people to bury my head in any sand and say, is everybody doing it? No, it's an undeniable fact. Right?
Right. Okay. Well, okay. I see what you're saying. All right. And then we can compare environments. I'm not saying you're doing it or anyone else, right? But you see, what may work in Australia, what may work in Canada, what may work in America, as people like to say, but America is such a huge place, and the demographics is so wide and varied, socially, economically, racially, everything, that it depends on what state you're in, right? But primarily in a place like Florida, I think they're trying to pattern it after Florida. But the only thing about it is that I know my people, we know our people in Trinidad, right? When it comes to the handling of firearms. Because look, if you could recall, a superintendent one New Year's Eve right? During the celebration, your earliest day, as we call it, flipped out his firearm and shoot it up in the air. And the bullets came down, and the next thing you know, you see the person next to him or in the vicinity fall down, right? And as I say that, I know my people, and I think that trying to pass a law like this, it ain't like, okay, we can say the United States, where this in the founding of the country and shall not be infringed as far as the Constitution says, right? This had no racism or anything in it when it was passed. And I think that I basically think it might have been a maybe election gimmick, but at the same time, to just, get the votes and stuff. But at the same time, I'm very, very concerned because, as I said, I know our people,
Okay.
and we ain't ready for this. I really think so. But anyway, that's my 2 cents to it. And thanks again for bringing up this very interesting thing. And by the way, there were black free men, who also was within George Washington's Revolutionary Army, who fought for independence of the United States. And some of them actually are descendants. They have their descendants right there in southern Trinidad. I think they're in Point 14, first company, second company, those villages out there. So, as I said, it's apples and oranges, so there's no comparison.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
As Sir Charles pointed out earlier on, I think he said Omlala has that concern, and that has to be a big concern, that people will feel now they have a right to shoot people, That could end up being the
what this bill also sanctions is the killing for the potential stealing of property. Okay? And that's where it differs, because in most of the stand your ground laws in the United States, it's threat to human life. In other words, you have to believe that you're under threat.
Right.
Your life is under threat, or that of your loved one is under threat. That you kill somebody, not because they stealing something outside in your yard or something. This includes property as part of the bill, not just threat to your life, but also if they are dealing with your property, you can kill them. So this bill goes a little further, and this is in violation of certain international conventions. For example, the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, of which Trinidad and Tobago is a signatory, has signed, says you cannot use deadly force merely for the protection of property. Okay? The Inter-American Court of Human Rights has ruled multiple times that property rights do not justify lethal force. The United Nations Basic Principles on the Use of Force states that deadly force may only be used when strictly unavoidable to protect life. So the bill has a certain amount of overreach. And I'm saying that in looking at it at the Senate level, there should be an insistence, if you're moving ahead with this law, that certain amendments are made to the law.
Okay, hold it right there, Richard. Caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen. Happy Monday.
Morning, Captain Ron.
Yes, this bill has to be properly interpreted. And I fear still that there are people who will hear it and still act according to how they feel. I mean, look at the example of the guy. I don't know if you guys heard about the guy who shot the lady through a door. And that's not the first time that happened. She's going to work, and she pushed the wrong. She went to the wrong address, and now he's charged, and he still feels he's correct. So it's just that there are some people who will feel that they have the right, and they will misinterpret the law and take it to an extreme. And I agree with Wendell. We're not sugarcoating anything. There are certain people who are doing it more than the others. But that still doesn't give you the reason to just shoot anybody for, as I come down and I go into an area, I haven't been to Trinidad for a while, and I don't know certain places, and I go there, next thing I get shot down. So I think it's still up to the people to interpret the law correctly and act accordingly. By the way, any of you tell me, I don't know if you know, I kind of started late. I'm still having trouble getting up in time to catch you guys. Do you know an airplane landed in Piarco yesterday at about 7:04? I watched it on Flight Radar. 747. It's called National Airlines, and they do operate on contracts for the U.S. military. So that airplane brings in, it's a 747-400. That brings in military equipment and military personnel. So I was wondering if you guys were aware of that. I even took screenshots of it.
No, I'm
you have a good morning. Happy Monday.
Yeah. Thanks, Captain.
Thanks very much, Captain.
No, well, we wouldn't be aware. No.
Yeah.
And there are quite a bit of things that happen that we're definitely not aware of.
Yeah, the military buildup in Trinidad and Tobago is so obvious now that, I mean, it's I don't, maybe it'll be addressed at some point in time. Why do I sound like I don't care so? It's because I don't.
Nice.
I just want to jump on a plane and disappear from this place now. You know? That's all I feel like doing now.
Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, gentlemen. So Stevens, I endorse what you say 100%. But unfortunately, I can't do it. But you know, the thing about Mr. Raghuba Singh, what he highlighted there this morning about the watering down of the menswear aspect and so on. I read what MP Dinobriga said, and the way he was commenting actually on an Express editorial, where the Express editorial was all out. So he was highlighting what they sugar-coated. And one of the things that is important about the bill, because I read the bill, I downloaded it from the government website, and I listened to the debate too. The thing that expands it even more is what is considered the property. And the property now includes a car on the compound, other buildings on the compound, and the building can either be fenced or not be fenced. This is expanding what is property to what we have known it to be all along. And I'm saying, like Mr. Raghuba Singh, there are accompanying pieces of legislation that could be amended as well to tighten up what people call home invasion and what we know traditionally as burglary. And burglary offenses typically took place in the night. And the night was defined in the Larceny Act, Chapter 11-12, which defines burglary as taking place between 8 p.m. and 8 o'clock, again, the precise words, 8 o'clock in the night to 5 o'clock in the morning. All they had to do was to tweak that, because it happens all during any time of the day. They just had to legislatively tweak that and include any time in the day or night, right? And that would have taken care of that. To give people now the right at common law to deal with anybody who comes into the property. And the dangerous part about it is declaring somebody who you have invited as a guest to be a home intruder. Because let's say it's your relatives who you didn't see from Guarguari, the Martin, and we tell them to leave and go where? Outside the property. Even if they stay outside the property, they could still be considered a home invader under what is proposed, right? Or go back to the living. How practical is that in terms of how our national transportation system is and so on? And what if that happens over the Christmas period, Christmas and Boxing Day, right? So that's the practical aspect of it. But I am hoping, and I'm seeing that at least 2 independent senators who I know will object to this, senior counsels, Truth and Vera. And once they get one other person to agree with them, I think that would be the end of it. And this bill should correctly go to a joint select committee where all the possible permutations could be worked out so we could have good law. Because I believe that you have the right to defend your property, but as Mr. Raghuba Singh said, not chattel that is movable and irreplaceable. But you have the right to defend yourself against an unwanted and vicious attack in your home. Everybody should have that right.
Which I think that they already have that right, not so? Yeah, thanks, caller. You know what I want to remind people of? There are some laws. There are some things that a lot of people don't know. You know, in the city, if you have to do a office filming of anything, or of the sort, you know, you have to get the permission of the council before you do that. A lot of people don't know that. You know, a truck enter in the city, like all those big trucks that pass through the city to go west or wherever. You know, you're supposed to pay a fee to enter the city limits. You know that? A lot of people don't know that, you know. They only enforce that carnival time, where the trucks have to pay to come into the city for carnival. You know what's another law that a lot of people don't know? The issue of lighting up. Lighting up means your car lights. You know, there's a law that states the time you're supposed to put on your lights and the time you're supposed to take them off. You know, a lot of people don't know that.
Well, I'm aware of that one.
You know, so there are several things that are just there on the books that a lot of people don't know because they don't really follow it. They don't seek permission. But I sat in a council that when people needed to do a filming in the city or whatever, they had to apply to the corporation to do it. You can't just go with your camera crew and so on and film things. You understand? So,
okay.
Plenty laws a lot of people don't know about.
Hold 1 minute there. Wendell, caller, good morning. Morning, Raywan.
Hi, good morning to Charles, Richard Wendell.
Morning.
Good morning. I empathize with you. I feel the same way in terms of the situation that is unfolding daily. What I can't understand or what I dislike about this government is the lies. Trinidad and Tobago has educated people who have access to the internet, and they can see and know and hear everything that is going on. Why do you have to lie to your population? You have 100 Marines staying in a hotel in Tobago. They're not ducks or ants crawling on the ground that people wouldn't see them. A plane lands on your airport on off-road equipment. People can see it while they're passing going on. And you're telling them, no, nothing is going on. That is what I can't understand. That is lies that I can't take. And then when you're caught, you're coming and say the reason why you didn't want to tell us, you didn't want to give the criminals a heads up. And you have lost the heads up on the criminals. Criminals in Trinidad and Tobago or worldwide are not dumb people. They are very educated and sophisticated people. So you can't fool them. Criminals in Trinidad listen to the news, they read. So who are you trying to fool? Oh man, make people feel like they want something in this country now, man. This government is inept. That is my view.
Okay. Thank you very much.
They're consistent, and there are people keeping very quiet. Apparently, as you remember under Patrick Manning, I think it was, a certain minister said the Prime Minister has spoken. Apparently, we right there again, and nothing changed. When the Prime Minister said that, that's it. That's the end of that. Because I see Farley Augustine backtrack, make a full circle the other day, over this weekend, with regards to what's going on in Tobago, and forget that he was part of a National Security Council meeting under the same Dr. Rowley. Say he was never invited before. And images show he's sitting down right there next to Dr. Rowley in a National Security Council meeting in Tobago. So you call us right. The lies is just, I don't know what they feel. These things are documented. A lot of these things are documented. You can't get away from it.
All right, hold 1 minute there. Wendell, caller, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
I'm calling from Arima. I just have one question. The radar that has been installed in Tobago, is it a military radar? At the airport?
You're not asking us that question, right?
Asking anybody. I'm a citizen. I want to know.
I think a radar is a radar. Is there a difference, Richard?
A radar, okay. If a radar is a radar, how come the radar is being manned by the American military?
That's a good question. So it's a U.S. radar, not a Trinidad and Tobago radar. That is the question you want to ask.
Yeah.
So there are no airport staff manning that radar?
We really don't know that. Yeah, we can't help you with that question that you're asking. But I understand your question.
What is the purpose of that radar either? We really don't know.
Yeah.
Is that the same radar that Grenada refused? We don't know. Richard asked that last week. Is that the same radar that Grenada had said they need to take out?
I was just a bit curious because I hear radar, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a military radar, number one.
Mm-hmm.
The American soldiers are manning the radar, number two. And the airport staff has nothing to do with that radar.
Okay.
That is the information that has been put forward so far.
Okay,
well,
thanks very much.
I'm seeing
you might be right on all counts, but we just don't have the answer.
Supporting his view in the chat that it is a military radar. I'm seeing people supporting that. I don't know.
I saw something in the media that said that, but I mean, I have no confirmation of it. And you get the sense that it is being manned by military personnel from the United States.
From the United States.
Yeah, and that it's a radar for their purposes rather.
So is that this radar that they had proposed to construct in Grenada? Is that?
Well, let me answer you since I belong to the US. Since I belong to the US establishment, and I know the answer to that question.
Where's Donald Trump in the chat? He's normally here in the chat.
Richard just come off the ship in the Gulf.
Every time one ship
comes,
I'm
a reserve Marine, Sir Charles, so I know.
Every time one ship come and have an exercise, and leaving, a next ship right behind it, or a plane right behind it, and it's so we going back and forth the last few weeks. You understand? One ship sailing, it fix a school. A next plane flying, it fix a road. Another plane flying, it drop off equipment for radar. And it's so we going every day now, you know.
Hey, thing happening now. Thing happening. People, we will be back in a short shot. Don't go anywhere.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Gael Caribbean TV. I'm Derek. Good day. Minister of Defense Wayne Sturge is urging citizens to stay calm amid concern over the presence of United States Marines and technical personnel in Tobago. Speaking at a high-level briefing hosted by THA Chief Secretary Filey Augustine in Scarborough, Sturge said the public should avoid going into panic mode, stressing that Trinidad and Tobago has benefited from U.S. regional operations, even as Washington pursues its own interests. Also present at the briefing were Attorney General John Jeremy and Chief of Defense Staff Don Polo. The session followed days of confusion over aircraft refueling and new radar installations at the ANR Robinson International Airport. Sturge made it clear that Crown Point is not being used as a military launch pad, noting that the USS Gerald Ford is already positioned offshore for that purpose. Instead, he said upgraded radar systems are being installed to strengthen surveillance against drug, arms, and human trafficking, crimes that have increasingly targeted Tobago. He also explained that U.S. personnel are operating under a status of forces agreement signed in 2024 and enacted last year. Jeremy added that similar agreements have existed for more than a decade. Sturge said routine foreign military presence shouldn't alarm the public, pointing out that crime, especially murders, has fallen significantly due to regional interdiction efforts. He maintains that Trinidad and Tobago is now better equipped to track traffickers and protect its borders. Aviation travelers at Piarco International Airport are uneasy after U.S. President Donald Trump warned airlines to avoid airspace above and around Venezuela. The alert comes amid rising regional tension and increased U.S. military presence in the Caribbean, officially aimed at curbing drug trafficking linked to President Nicolas Maduro. However, the scale of the operation has sparked concerns about a possible military strike. Despite fears, operations at Piarco continued normally yesterday, with flights arriving and departing on schedule. Travelers told reporters they were more concerned about indirect fallout for Trinidad and Tobago than an actual attack. Dominique Garcia, arriving from Guyana, said the warning suggests possible military action and could impact flights to and from Trinidad and Tobago. Noting radar works recently completed in Tobago. Kwesi Redhead, waiting for an arriving passenger from Tobago, worried airspace closures could leave citizens stranded, similar to the pandemic. Others believe tensions may not escalate. Some passengers felt Washington may simply be pressuring Maduro and hope diplomacy prevails to avoid conflict. Public servants will receive a 10% wage increase after negotiations between the Chief Personnel Officer and the Public Services Association wrapped up late Thursday night. The agreement is expected to cost the state $3.8 billion in arrears, plus $420 million annually going forward. A memorandum of understanding will be signed Monday, then forwarded to Cabinet for approval. Once ratified, permanent secretaries will begin auditing files to prepare for payment processing. Dindial said COLA consolidation pushes the real increase closer to 15%, while PSA President Felicia Thomas welcomed the settlement, saying new salary structures should take effect in January. She also remains hopeful some payments could be made before Christmas. Trade unions across Trinidad and Tobago are pushing back after Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Clyde Elder, said unions that accepted the previous government's 4% wage increase should not expect the 10% now awarded to the PSA. Prison Officers Association President Gerard Gordon called the statement divisive, saying many unions agreed to 4% under pressure from the industrial court, not because the offer was fair. He argues the PSA's success proves better outcomes are possible and other unions should be allowed to renegotiate. The Nurses Association and Communications Workers Union also condemned Elder's remarks, warning that linking wage outcomes to political alignment threatens democracy, collective bargaining, and worker equity. In the region, the Venezuelan government has condemned what it calls a colonialist threat from U.S. President Donald Trump after he urged airlines, pilots, and traffickers to avoid Venezuelan airspace entirely. In a strongly worded statement on November 29, the Maduro administration said the warning was an illegal act of aggression, violating international law and the UN Charter. Caracas insisted that Venezuela alone controls its airspace, rejecting any foreign orders or interference. It also claimed the U.S. has halted migrant repatriation flights, affecting nearly 14,000 Venezuelans. Meanwhile, in Trinidad and Tobago, Defense Minister Wayne Sturge dismissed online panic, calling rumors of local airspace closure misinformation and political fearmongering. Internationally, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has asked the country's president to pardon him on corruption charges, a move critics say threatens the rule of law. Netanyahu, the first sitting Israeli leader to stand trial, faces allegations of fraud, breach of trust, and bribery, but has not been convicted and insists he's the victim of a political witch hunt. His request follows public support from U.S. President Donald Trump, who recently urged Israel to halt the case. Opposition figures warn a pardon without conviction would set a dangerous precedent, while legal experts note such pardons are extremely rare before a trial concludes. Netanyahu says ending the case would help heal national divisions, but critics argue no leader should be placed above the law. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TT Radio.
Oh, how I wish I were a child again, where poinsettias keep reminding you
Christmas is family.
A Christmas gift of love. It's the kind of gift a man enjoys.
Christmas is love.
Have a Merry Christmas, my dear, and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davante tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
It's Christmas. Can't do it without black cake, homemade bread, sweet bread, pone, pastel, and punchacram. Get it at Val's Kitchen in Dabadi. To place your order, call 758-0148. Yes, delivery can be arranged. Val's Kitchen, Dabadi.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising, so you too can say Merry Christmas.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. We offer fabulous prices, great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't leave out to watch corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only. Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapa. Tickets available at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall. And at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapa box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't leave out to watch corn. Don't miss it.
Of course, we are back, into our final minutes of the breakfast show this morning. I said, Charles, I would have sent you an email so you could take a look at it. I would have sent it to you during news, I think. Anyway, so of course, today is Monday and we're just about wrapping up. I just wanted to say one more thing though, that not one single developed democracy, not the United States, not Canada, not the UK, not any other Caribbean country, allows deadly force to protect property without an accompanying threat to human life.
Which is exactly what one of the callers had also said too.
Yeah, so it has to have that threat to human life. It can't just be property alone. That takes our jurisprudence and our law, well, our law really into uncharted territory, and ultimately, what's at stake a lot of the times when you have laws that contravene sections 4 and 5 is this good law, and is this law that enhances Trinidad and Tobago or degrades it further by making things more difficult and making things more harmful? Or is it improving? And I know I get it. I get a lot of people want some sort of home invasion law because of the home invasions, which I think is anybody's nightmare, that your home is invaded because that's your space. But there are laws that exist to deal with that. But do they need to be enhanced? Does police performance need to be enhanced? It's almost like you're abdicating what the police should be doing and what systems and policies should be doing in enhancing the lives of citizens, and saying, okay, I'm passing it on to you to be the policeman of your own property.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you the right to kill anybody that come into your property once it falls into these parameters, for whatever reason. So it's kind of taking away the role and putting it into the citizens. And that's akin to kind of like what happens in the Wild Wild West. Is that what we want? And for some people, I'm sure that's what they want. But is it what's best for the society and all of the kinds of circumstances and human error that is going to occur? Yeah. And that's why it's the responsibility of legislators, the 41 people in Parliament and the X amount, whatever it is in the Senate, to look at law and say, look, does this make sense? And will this do good more than harm, or harm more than good?
Yeah. I note also too, I think I read a comment or heard a comment from the Commissioner of Police saying that the issuing of an FUL should remain the remit of the police commissioner. I suspect that too may change if they go down this road. I suspect.
They would want to make FULs more easily accessible, which is what the government has also campaigned on. You know, lock and load or whatever the saying was. So obviously you would want to make easier access to FUL licenses, but there is also a consequence to that. You just have to look at the United States.
Yep.
To see the consequences of a liberalized gun ownership environment.
Yeah, Richard, that's where we look into right now.
Yeah. So
almost everything.
So I mean, you need to look at that and whether, you know, I mean, they have a constitutional amendment for that, the right to bear arms. I think the Second Amendment, but you know, do you want to go down that road? How liberal are you intending to make it?
Yeah.
You know, if you are making it an easy access to own firearms, how much easier is it going to be? So these are all things that you have to study in terms of the society and where you want the society to go. And those are things that, you know, parliamentarians have to ponder on.
Yeah. I got a message during the break too that it is in fact a military radar, and it is the radar that Grenada refused. That's what I got from someone. I don't know. As I say, we had asked that question, I think last week, and we asked it again. Is this the same radar that Grenada refused? I'm being told it is. Okay. So we'll see where it goes. As I say, every day, it's just more and more stressful in Trinidad and Tobago, especially when you don't get the truth or you don't get the actual facts. Every day becomes more and more stressful. Let's hope that changes. Let's hope Christmas, everybody get their back pay and people get ham and lamb.
Well, today's the day that the CPO and the PSA is supposed to sign off on that agreement.
Right. So I believe that the government will try their best to pay the back pay before Christmas. They need to ease the pressure in Trinidad and Tobago. The pressure is just too much for some people. They need to ease it, and maybe the way of easing it is give people the back pay. I don't know that anybody has been re-employed since 40,000 people lost their job. I don't know, but to try to ease the pressure on people, and well, or you go and watch a play or come round box.
That reminds me, yes, theater is on this weekend. And thanks for reminding me, Wendell. Theater is on this weekend, Saturday at Sapa in San Fernando at 8:30 p.m. It's one show only, and of course, it's the last show for 2025. You don't leave foul to watch corn at Sapa, and the box office at Sapa actually opens today from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. So it opens today from 12 noon at Sapa, and of course, tickets also available at K Squared Fashions in Brentwood Mall, K Squared Fashions in C3 Center, and Friends of Marabella by the roundabout. You can also purchase tickets online, RSRR Productions Theater on Facebook and Instagram. You can get and TikTok. You can get the process of how to purchase tickets online there. RSRR Productions Theater. That's what you'll have to put. And you can get the information and all of the advertising. And you can also see some of the comments of people who have come to the play over the last couple of months, because we've been running this play for 2 to 3 months now. And I mean the comments have been fantastic in terms of people attending this play. So you should not miss it. If you want a de-stressor, it's on this weekend, Saturday, at Sapa, our final show for 2025.
Well, like Scorpion Pepper, I don't know, she had a distressor. She says she no wake up. Seems I missed a lot. What you doing so last night that you no wake up, eh? I will need to tell us. Anyway, folks have an absolutely, me and Cheers have a little tit for tat going. Folks have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God.
Of course, New Era TT Radio continues on your newerattradio.com and New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. Continue to listen for the excellent programming throughout the day. Have a fantastic day, people. Remember to smile and laugh no matter what. It's great for your health. We know you have a choice in what you watch and what you listen to. Well, I should say what you listen to today. We know you have a choice, and we are glad that you chose us in terms of listening to the conversation we have today. And of course, we may not always agree, but we will disagree respectfully when we do disagree. But it's all, I think ultimately we all have the purpose of making Trinidad and Tobago the best possible place to live on planet Earth. And we all have a part to play in that, in terms of our opinions and what we think too.
Yeah.
All right. So have a fantastic day, people. This has been the Breakfast Show.